What's up friends, KevBot here, and today we are building our coal power plant in Satisfactory. In our previous episode, we got ourselves set up with a copper factory so that we could get sheets and wire and cable going without really having to think about it. It's all automated up on the hill and we can just pick it up when we need. This episode, we are going to get into building a coal power plant so that we have an automated power plant and don't have to worry about filling our biomass generators anymore. Between episodes, I unlocked our coal power milestones so that we have our pipes and our water extractor and our coal generators. I also unlocked some new materials so we now have concrete to build with for our foundation so we can start building a little more aesthetically. So the coal that we're going for is up around, not that way, this way I believe. You can check the map. Well, I mean, there's a ton of deposits over here. Some of them are up on top of stuff. I believe these are the two that we're going for today. And then there's one here that that's buried under like a big stone. So we could eventually, when we need it, come over here, and if we got the gunpowder and then into the obelisks and the detonator, we could blow that rock out of the way and have more. So while we head over there, I realize this map has like roads built into it, which is pretty cool to kind of help find your way around. Like we're down here and we want to make our way up through here and around down this little thing over into here. And there's like a cool set of roads that will help guide us there. I don't know what the point of them is so far, but I mean, you could build your truck routes along those if you wanted. I think it's a space that doesn't have stuff grow. You can kind of see one right here as we come up over this hill. This is like a smaller path attached to a road. So today, building a coal power plant, we will need to get into extracting water and then mining coal, combining the two of those in a generator, which will then, I assume, the idea is it's using the coal to heat the water to produce steam, kind of like most real power plants work. So we'll need, I think it's like 45 water per generator and 15 coal. So in total, with the size that we're going to build, I think we're building 8 generators, which will produce 600 megawatts. And for reference, I think our, yeah, here it is. This will take us down. Oh no, it's over there. Our biogenerators that we have currently only make like 250, and we constantly have to refill them. They're not super efficient. It's just a big process. This will be more of a set it and forget it, and then it's scalable, so we'll have room for expansion going forward. Test out our new railgun here. 2 shots on the hogs here, and they're down. Plus it kind of stuns them, which is cool. Where'd he go? Did he just yeet him? Oh, that time he yeeted himself. Okay, bye. Interesting. They had some issues with their update, so some stuff kind of regenerated on the map. I mean, it is what it is, so we'll take advantage of it. I didn't have a chance to play during them, but I guess people were having issues where when they loaded into the game, it was respawning their character. So there was just a second character in the world somewhere. So to get all your stuff back, you had to go kill yourself and take all your things off the body. And then once they resolved that issue, it did the same thing again. So, oh, we lost our power. See, I'm trying to get rid of that mess. Let's just be done with that. So I've been down here. I knew I wanted to build my power plant down here. I've been this far in the game before. So as we need materials for biomass for our other generators, I've just been down here cutting all of this out. So our coal is right here, 1, 2 coal nodes. There's another few over here. This is the one that's under the rock, right? We can't build on top of that until we blow that rock up. Oh, hey. And then there's another one right here that we can build on. There we go. And all of these are normal, so they produce 60. So then once we get into Mark II miners, we can double that. Right, it takes 120 to power 8 generators. But if we get into Mark II miners, then each of these generates 120. So then we can double the size of our plant. So this is just a real good place to build our power plant. The heck? I think I saw someone talking about how when they're doing that, they're pretending they're like mimicking a flower. Yeah, so the bugs will land in their mouth and they don't have to work at it. There you go. Just pretending to be a flower so the bugs will land in their mouth. So let's just get into it. Like I said, I got the concrete foundations, which will look nice up here in a more industrial way. You can place them down. I've designed this out already, so we should be able to pretty easily just kind of, oops, what the heck? T to show HUD, okay. Just kind of place this together. 3, 3, 3, and I think I just filled in the middle here. Cool. So let's get our 120 coal going here real quick. Like that. Like that. We will merge them together onto a... Can I not align it with the 2? Because it's aligning to the grid. Or is it just not? There we go. That's good. Man, I forgot what I was saying. I don't know. Anyways, we can merge them together. And there we go. So now these guys will produce 120 coal when we get them powered. And then what I did before was I want to build the... Ugh, we have to wait for that guy to move. The actual plant over here. This is the best way to kind of align them, you know. I think this is already 3. We'll make... this one edge. Because I believe if we grab a... where's it at? Power, a coal plant. And we set it on this line, but not hanging off, just kind of aligned with the back of it. Okay. And then 3 in the middle makes it a bit easier. Technically it's not 3 because of this being used, but... or 2, actually, I guess will probably be plenty of room for the pipes and everything. So then off of this one, it's 1, 2, 3 more. So 1, 2, 3. And then we'll just match that up like that for now. See if we can line this one up like we did that one. Maybe there? Perfect. Got it on the first try. 4. Okay, so there's our 8 generators. Man, I could not remember the name of them. That's kind of crazy. So now we need to get 120 coal over here and split into 8 generators. So we will use some splitters. I learned that if we put this in the middle here and we come back 1, it may have been 2 actually. 1, 2. I was wrong. It does need to go back just 1. It seems like a lot of work, just for what we're trying to do here, but it'll all make sense in just a sec when I show you how we're gonna hook this first one up. So if we put that there, get those out of the way for now. So now we can grab mark 1 and come up and just turn them like that. Oh, they're too close. I do have to move them back. Okay, let me get them moved real quick. So we got these moved back. They should fit now, right? So now neatly, we should be able to just do that. And then if we have our feed line coming in and attached to that, then this will nice neatly split to each of these. I've done this before on the ground and it's a pain because you either have to have conveyors like phased through pipes because of the way these are designed, or, well, that's the only way to do that, but then also trying to get in here and deal with anything, you have to slide under pipes or jump over pipes or crawl across conveyors, and it's just easier to have everything kind of come in above and split down to where it's supposed to be. It makes it cleaner and much easier for us to move around. It's slightly more work now, but later on if something breaks, much easier. So we should be able to just... Okay, so our coal supply line is ready. Now to get into something slightly more tricky, we got to get water, which we'll bring in from out there, kind of around and up to here. And I think we can do it off of 2 pipes. Was it control scroll? Yeah, cool. So let's put this in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oops. 4, 5. Okay. So what we can do is like this. We can go up 1. That should allow us to walk under the pipes, but then also make them like not be a problem. Put that there. And we can come down to there at like an angle, or oops. There's a bunch of, right here we want one of these. Horizontal to vertical. That's fine. And then I have 2 pipes. I have some without indicators and some with, just because it's weird when there's just a bunch of random indicators. The indicators help anyways. But these will open up and show you how much water is flowing through, or whatever liquid you're using. So we can put these in line with this, and then I believe it was back 2 and up 1. And then that will allow me to connect a pipe there. And then, oh no, it was just back 1. Okay. So if we line it up here, come back 1, up, very similar to how we did the splitters. We have to now, oh, I went up 1 more when I did this on my original design. It took me a minute to figure this out, trying to just remember how to do it, but I got it figured out. So what we do, right, is we come in, we're up 2, we get these all set up, and then we have this splitter here that we come out of. And the way that we create that splitter is by this extra one here, that we come off of this, over 1, and then up. And what that allows us to do is we can run a pipe here, delete this support, because we can't just randomly run a pipe like we can unless it's on the ground. But we can't just come over here and say, I want this pipe to come out 2 meters or whatever. We have to have some sort of support to attach to. So this requires a little bit of like building and deleting, but it's all right. But then that way we can come down. You have to make sure you're on noodle, because if you have your mode set on auto, it tries to make a weird knot. Same auto 2D works okay. Noodle looks better, but then horizontal to vertical, I think is what it's trying to automatically do, but there's not enough room. So we'll go noodle. And then I just added this just for aesthetics, right? So it looks like something is helping hold all of that up. And then, oh, I think I messed this one up. Yep, that's all right. For some reason in my head, I need to come back 2 rather than just 1. Oops, that wasn't enough. 1, 2. Okay, this. And then technically we could connect to here. Remove this. Put that in. Let's connect our water supply, connect this one, and then on the end, we're not splitting anymore. So we can just make it nice. I just went back 2 away from it. So there's our water. So we have water ready. We just need to hook up to it. And we have coal ready. We just need to hook up to it. So now we need to extract the water. That'll be a little bit more of a project. Let's just get them placed. We'll do the best we can to line them up. It's getting stuck on that. Kind of aligned in the center there. How's that look? We'll call that good. We need to do that. And then we need to do the same thing on this opposite side. But this is a little easier because we have its left and right snap point. We just kind of want to make sure we're not clipping onto our little thing here. Okay. Let's extend. We need 1 more of these. I'll explain that in a sec. I think we can swap this with this one. So now we need to set these all for production real quick. We need 45 or 90 out of each of them. So in order to save power and not just have these pumping unnecessary water, we can set them all to 75%. Oops. 75. Oops. There we go. 75. One more time. Apparently when you double click, it doesn't select the whole box. It just selects the percentage sign. That works too. There we go. And then now, whoops, all of the wrong buttons. Pulling up console. We can come out of this, but I think we're going to need to go 1, 2, 3, 4, and out 1. Because our platform is slightly taller than this. But that should still give us a nice little walkway down the middle. And then something like that, right? If we place that in the middle, we can come over and attach here and here, and then we'll still 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. This one should be this type, because see, it's got this in the middle, so then we can know this last one is pumping water through. Let's just make this here on the other side. It's much easier when you have little blocks on the floor to kind of help you tell. This one goes between here. This to this. And this one over here. Okay. So now we need to get this all the way up over there. So we're gonna come off of here. Drop a support right here. And then over here, we're gonna move them over to the center of these. Just so that they're not crowding us on the bridge, because we also have to get power across here. We can actually move that over one to kind of split the difference, so it just the whole time it slightly angles over. Makes a nice one. So down here, we want to make sure we're pumping. So we're gonna need to, I have biomass on me, not a lot, but we have to essentially prime this system, and it's gonna take a little bit of time. But we gotta get water all the way up and fill all those machines up before we can turn anything on. So what we're gonna do is start with, let's send power down the right side. Yeah, down the right side. Do that. Power there. Put it there. Right there. And then centered on those two machines. I can't get through that now, so. Off center one. Or we can do that. Alright. I'm okay with that for now. So let's try and hook these up. Okay, so I went ahead and got power set up. It runs down to those all the way around up here, and then it runs around behind each set of generators, and then the generators are all hooked into this grid. So that way later on, it's not a temporary grid. I just put what we wanted in place, and then that way later on, we're just prepared to attach this grid to our other grid and move on. So if we plug these in, real quick, just right here, we will just, I think technically we'll need 3 of them to get this going. I've had to cut down some stuff. I should have done this before I came back. Let's just craft up some biomass here. So what we've done so far is we have our water set up and ready to pump up to our generators. We will get power going so that they can start buffering the water, and then while we're waiting on that, we'll go ahead and get our coal hooked up. And then once our coal is hooked up and we're ready, we'll turn on one of the generators. That will be able to then take over powering the grid, and then we'll let the rest of them just kind of slowly come online. But we want to make sure everything's filled before we turn on the generators. Otherwise, we'll never catch up because we're using exactly what we're producing. So, that should be plenty. We'll pull that. Oops, again, hitting all the wrong buttons. Let's split this. Some in that one, some in that one, and a little bit more there. So we'll put a random line down here, hook all of these up, and then hook those up to that. So that should start our water pumps. We will go check in a sec. But real quick, like I said, part of the reason that we did this is we need to turn all of these off. Because again, we don't want them starting up as they get materials. We want to buffer everything. It'll just make life easier in the end. Otherwise, it'll take forever for all of these to start up. That's off. And that's off. Okay. Let's go see where our water made it to. It looks like it stopped right here. It slowed down. And it hasn't made it to here. So what we can do to solve that is these, right? So if we put a pump in, let's put them right here. A pump here and a pump here. And then power them off of those guys. Cool. Max consumption again, 62. But we're consuming 88? I don't understand it. So that should start pumping water uphill to buffer all of these. See, this one's starting to fill up. This one's starting to fill up. Okay. What we can actually do real quick, because I don't think we have the power right now to turn our miners on. So we can come down here. Oh man, I hope there's something that gives us a little bit of a faster run speed or something later on. And let's turn these ones off. That will give us more room for power. And we're just turning we're stopping the supply to half of our generators. Not a big deal, because once we get one side of generators going, we'll have way more than enough power to power the pumps for the other side. Little doggo. You can pet these. Eventually you can feed them. I just don't know what to feed them yet. Okay. This is going to be a bit messy. What is this? Mark II, which is what we need. Can I, quote unquote, align it with that? Kinda. Alright, that's not pretty, but it will get the job done. Let's put this here. Let's put it here. And then another one back here. Highlight that. Uh-oh. Oh, I would like to come off of this top one anyways, right? So let's go from there to here. Cool. Here to here. Let's get these guys online and hope we don't crash. Maybe. There it goes. Okay. So now we're producing 120 coal per minute. Ooh, aw, almost made it. Let's toss a ladder. That's a ramp. Stairs. On either side of this, like this. Now we can go up as we need. So we have max water, max water, max water, and max water. So now we're just waiting for coal to fill up. Alright friends, we are ready to turn on one side of these generators. While I waited, I went ahead and ran the power line all the way around and back to base so that we don't have to spend a whole bunch of time worrying about that. But now, everything's full of coal, all sides, including these last dudes. And everything's full of water, luckily, so we should be able to turn these four on, have way more than enough power to then turn on the pumps for the other sides and then turn them on. So moment of truth, should be able to turn this guy on. Coal and power are fine. It's green, generating 75 megawatts. So let's turn this one on. And this one. And this one. So let's check. And everybody's green. We should be able to pull those out. And now, as long as we don't turn these off, these will indefinitely just sit here and generate power. And our grid, with half of it, is up to 300 capacity. So, if we come over here, and turn on these other pumps. Now our grid has plenty of power to handle it. We will give them a minute to kind of buffer. Because they have to fill all the pipes and the machines. Once that's done, they should then buffer themselves, I believe. Yeah. So we'll give them a minute. Make sure they start to buffer themselves. This one's flow rate is down. Let's go check on these guys up here. Why is this? This isn't doing anything. Oh, there it goes. Okay. I think it might be because we're not using water, actually. Because it's yellow, not red. So it doesn't have a problem, it just doesn't have work to do. Everybody has water. I guess let's just turn this other side on and see what happens. So, did I miss this guy? No, on. One of these isn't on. It might be this one. This one? There it is. Okay. Let's check those. All green. So, coal's flying through now because we're using the heck out of it. And we are generating 600 megawatts of power. Unfortunately, it consumes 72 to make this, but I think eventually over time that will get more efficient. Because we'll have more efficient miners and all of that kind of stuff. So, you can see where I ran that up around. Let's just double check these guys are good and head back to base and get swapped over to the new power grid. Yeah, see these guys are starting to buffer. Or at least sitting at a buffer. Alright. I will meet you all back over at base. Alright friends, as we come back to base here, we can see everything is off because we lost power in our bio generators. We ran out of fuel. So, moment of truth, right? We should be able to hook up our power line here. And I missed something somewhere. Oh no, there it is. Okay, because it was like blown. There we go. We're producing 600 megawatts per hour, or however that works. 600 megawatts. And we're consuming 309. So we have almost double our capacity. That's our max consumption too. We're consuming under that. So our max consumption is 309. So just under double the capacity to go, which will give us much more room and time to build our steel factory, because now we don't have to worry about coming back and making sure these are full. We will be ready to go. So in our next episode, I think we will be working on unlocking basic steel production, where we'll take iron and coal and start making steel ingots and beams and pipes and frameworks, which will then give us a gateway into advanced steel, and we can get better power stuff so that we can move power further easier. Hypertubes are cool. You can build little, like, you shoot your guy through them. Faster belts and stuff. And then blueprints. Blueprints are super cool. I've seen people using them on YouTube. It makes things a lot easier to be able to copy and paste stuff that you commonly build. I had a great time. I'm glad we got our coal power online and we don't have to worry. It's just autonomous. As we need more power, we can very easily just run over there and scale it up. Thanks for hanging out with me today, friends, and helping me get this coal power plant built. After the lull of playing and just building a copper factory, this was a lot more fun. This should give us a lot more power capacity so that we have room to get into steel in our next episode. So if you're as excited as I am for that, go ahead and like the video and make sure to subscribe so you know when the next one comes out. Until next time, have a good one, friends.